You either straddle the line where you're trying to be like, oh no, I'm cool with every single black person just because they're black, and then there's some people just straight up like, I don't like black people, I don't want to be around black people, I don't want to be around my own people, this and that and these no. But it's like, y'all gotta be reasonable. Just because somebody is black don't mean that they good. Let's just be honest. I'm pretty sure some of the worst people have dealt with a lot of you guys have been your own people. What's up, you guys? It's the Dublin Bubble. It's the Dublin. Hello, welcome to another video. So today we're going to be talking about various things that black people might be afraid to admit. I saw this trend on TikTok and I was like, this could be a great conversation starter. So welcome to the Dublin's Bubble. This is a safe space to go ahead and share your different opinions in the comments. How does this resonate with you? What information do you feel like sharing with the community? How to help us? How to keep us moving forward? So all I do here is I go and do some videos and I make my comments, and you guys go ahead and give your opinions and down below. So like, comment, subscribe. Let's go ahead and jump into it. See what this person, I don't remember. This is such a long time ago I made this. This is like March. So I don't remember what the heck this dude is talking about.
The outrage over that trend where it's like, as a black person, I feel scared to admit it's crazy. Because y'all get mad at folks because they say that they scared of hood people or they scared of ghetto people. But let's be honest, if you at a house party, you see somebody walk in and you don't get the hell up out of there, you're stupid. Oh, look at me, I'm progressive. I don't care if I get caught up. Oh, the outrage over that trend.
That's facts though. Like, a lot of people, I feel like, especially nowadays, I don't know, I feel like there's so much cancel culture going on to where it's like you either straddle the line where you're trying to be like, oh no, I'm cool with every single black person just because they're black, and then there's some people just straight up like, I don't like black people, I don't want to be around black people, I don't want to be around my own people, this and that and these no. But it's like, y'all gotta be reasonable. Just because somebody is black don't mean that they good. Let's just be honest. I'm pretty sure some of the worst people have dealt with a lot of you guys have been your own people. I mean, shoot, not all skin folk are kinfolk, and that's really being honest. Like, somebody walk in like that, are you going to really just sit there and be like, oh well, I don't want to make them feel like I'm being rude to them? Or are you going to get the heck out of there? You should get the heck out of there. As black people, I think that we need to work on just being honest with everybody, because like, there's so many things that we need to work on as a community. Like, we just need to be honest. Like, yeah, it's okay to be scared of ghetto people or ratchet people, because there's a certain type of personality, but it doesn't mean that every single person that you come up to that look a certain type of way doesn't mean that they're necessarily bad. Like, ghetto people aren't necessarily bad, ratchet people aren't necessarily bad, but it might not be someone you just want to be hanging out with all the time. You know, like, let's just be honest. And it's okay to say that. Like, you don't want to hang out with everybody. Why is it that it's so weird nowadays to say that you just don't want to be friends with everybody? You don't want to be cool with everybody. You don't want everybody knowing who you are. You don't want everybody knowing your name. That's not that serious. But just because you're black, it's like, I also feel like we have like even higher to where we have to like accept everybody for some reason. Like, we just have to accept, even like, you have to be cool with white people, you have to be cool with Asian people, you have to be cool with Hispanic people, because like, how could you be that way when white people oppressed you and didn't want you here and there? So it's like, I feel like black people are advocates of the most races, like the most different people than other races are to us. And we shouldn't have to be that way. It's okay just to not want to hang out with somebody. Maybe not just be like, oh, I don't want to hang out with a Hispanic person just because they're Hispanic. Like, don't be like that. But I don't think we have to be super ultra like cool everyone just because we're black, if that makes sense.
A really hard time relating to these conversations. For example, a lot of people get on here and they talk about how in their childhood they were called an Oreo, they were made fun of because they didn't want to have a bust down and long nails. And you know, I experienced some of those things too, but I didn't feel the need to come online and do spoken word about it. You know what I'm saying? I just didn't internalize it in that same way. For example, with this hood conversation, like, do I want to be around somebody who acts like they have absolutely nothing to lose? No, because I do have something to lose, okay? But I don't associate that with people from the hood. Like, I don't associate hood
Hood and
and
black.
black automatically. And I think that's where a lot of people have taken this conversation, and it took a really weird turn from a cute trend that was, I don't know all the words to dreams and nightmares, to I don't like being around you, insert racial slur here. And low key, it really reminds me of the Clark conversation, how somebody called her white passing, which is crazy. That's one of them words that I really wish the internet never got a hold of. But just because she wore her hair a certain way or talked a certain way, I don't know why that creator called her white passing, but it never gave that. Definitely feel like my viewpoint is different, because in a city like Atlanta, like, I'll go out to the club at night and you'll see a $1 million lawyer, corporate lawyer at that, knows every word, the yeah glow, dreams and nightmares, whatever song you want, dressed like somebody who you think might be from the hood, and having those same hood, you know, mannerisms or whatever y'all want to say. That person's gonna get up the next day and code switch with the best of them, the code switch Olympics, and close another $1 million deal. I've also been around black people who think that I'm loud, ratchet, and ghetto, you know what I'm saying, and would want to be friends with me, and that's fine. Time obviously in black spaces. I'm from Atlanta, you know, majority black city. I never made the connection like black people are this, hood black people act like this, or a hood black person dresses like this, because it just was never that. There were always so many, can barely speak, so much nuance and so many layers to this conversation. So I guess I'm rambling at this point, but ultimately when I hear these conversations, I just always wonder to what extent the root cause, if any extent, is that you haven't grown up around enough black people, enough diverse, right, black people, and so that one group might have informed your opinions that you've held on to into adulthood, and maybe even, you know, beyond that. A really hard time.
I get what she's saying. I get what she's saying. Like, and I kind of said that in a previous video before, that I don't like it. I kind of get where she's coming from. Like I said this in a previous video, where I really don't like it when there's only one image of a black person. Like when somebody thinks of a black person, they gotta start acting ghetto. They gotta have a whole bunch of ebonics, a whole bunch of like just extra flair that, you know, the average black person ain't really like that. Like, we're just regular people. That's why it really like irritated me when it came to the Kamala rally. I was just like, I don't like that for her to seem black, that's the image that she has to present. And it's kind of the same way with that. Like, it's almost like she only grew up around, it's like taking a stereotype of a black person and just like putting it out there and being like, oh, you're supposed to just be cool with that. You shouldn't have to, because there's different layers to black people. Now, I don't know who she's talking about in particular that was like, oh, well, all black people are hood, or you don't want to be around black people who are hood. I don't think that's necessarily mean that you haven't been around enough black people. I mean, like, if you haven't been around enough black people, you would know that some people are just hood, some people are just ratchet, some people are just ghetto. That's just how it is. I mean, like, it's just the facts, you know, and you might not want to hang out with all those. You might not want to be around certain people like that, because it could be dangerous. It could put you in certain situations. It's just like anything. Every single race has a group of people that you wouldn't really want to be around. But that don't necessarily mean that you haven't been around enough black people, unless she's saying that all black people are like that. Like, she just don't want to hang out around black people because she think all black people are hood. I don't know, but I really think that it's interesting for people to kind of tackle this, because the more and more we desensitize the idea that we're supposed to just be cool with every single type of black person, the more maybe we can actually like fix the issue that we shouldn't have to be like this at all. Like, maybe we can help people like that clear their mind, because some people actually intentionally want to be ghetto and intentionally want to be ratchet, and I just don't think that's a good look for us as a people. But I mean, if that's cool with them, I guess.
Something I'm not afraid to admit as a black person is that while y'all are afraid of the ghetto people, I'm actually afraid of the black people that got success. See, when you come from a community that's typically deprived and disadvantaged systematically, once you get your piece of the pie, you're willing to do anything to keep it. See, the thing about people in the ghetto or hood people, they learn how to survive with what they got. And they become content and happy and build a life in that community and are fine with it. They're not looking always to just take from the next motherfucker coming. Don't get me wrong, it's some survivors in the hood, so they're gonna do what they gotta do. Stay out their way. Them motherfuckers at the top, they so slick, they so sly with it. They're such energy leeches. They'll
Yeah.
have you coming around thinking that they want to help you and elevate you. Whole time they want to make sure that your ass don't rise above another notch. So while y'all afraid of the hood people who show you exactly what it is, I'm afraid of the motherfuckers that don't
The
show their hand
snakes.
but got all the cards. And one more thing. A lot of y'all aren't as bougie as y'all think y'all are. Y'all a lot closer to these hood people than y'all fear than the rich people that y'all aspire to be like. Clock it.
Clock it.
Something I'm not afraid to admit as a black.
It's insane. That's insane. That's facts, though. That is facts. There are some big snakes in the black community. If you think about it, a lot of these snakes, a lot of these successful black people are the main ones driving the so-called black culture. And, you know, this ghetto-ness or whatever is being fueled by the so-called professional rich people. I mean, like, come on. We ended up making Sexy Red famous. Well, I don't even think we did. I think that just came out of nowhere. But let's just use Sexy Red. Let's just say that the black community made Sexy Red famous. Now she's rich and popular. Now she's kind of driving the next stage of the black culture towards this like really ratchet ghetto stuff. Like that's the type of stuff that really makes us look bad. Like I was talking about before, like maybe if we talk about this stuff more, we can help fix the problem. But in reality, like unless we are the successful people up there, there's not much we can do. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying for us to just give up and just be like, oh, we can't change this image or this stereotype that our people have. But it's the fact that a lot of the rich people who are in the black community are driving this certain image and a certain culture of us. It like feels this ratchetness, it feels this ghetto-ness. And some people will say, oh well, Sexy Red cool because she's real and honest, she's being who she is. But it's like, why is it that for us to be who we are, we just gotta be nasty? You know what I'm saying? Like, why is it that the image of who we are is like just being trash and garbage? Like, you know how they have like that term like WHITE trash? Like it's almost like black trash, honestly. And that's not who I would want to represent us at the BET Awards or at these big huge ceremonies. Like this is what's going to be played on the TV in front of the whole world. Like this is who's driving our culture and playing this around kids. Like it's the same thing with that. Like these snakes, these guys, you know, and I know they're not specifically talking about this because like even somebody in the comments was like Oprah, Tyler Perry, yeah, like they're snakes as well because they'll go ahead and drain you dry, putting stereotypes as well, because Tyler Perry surely does put stereotypes in his movies. But it's entertaining, right? It's okay. It's not as bad as Sexy Red, but it's like we need to be cognizant of the snakes, because the ones at the top are really the ones that are kind of driving what ghetto people feel like they should be. Because the less we give attention to the ghetto and ratchetness in this community, the less they'll be able to flourish and want to continue to be that way. Now, I know that's not exactly what this person is talking about, but that's just some thoughts I was thinking about.
This trend of I'm a black person, and I used to be scared to admit this, but I'm not anymore. Y'all gotta speak up. Y'all got to speak up, because if you don't notice, a lot of us are starting to agree on things that have always made sense, but we're too scared to speak against the masses, or we're scared to go against the grain because we're scared to be called out. We have to start calling out the bullshit for what it is, especially if we want better and or if we want to progress. Some of us be entertaining the bullshit knowing that it's not right. We consider it cute, we consider it funny, and we know it's wrong. We know it's childish. We know it makes us look bad, but for some reason, we sit up there and deal with it, and we're scared to sit up there and talk against it, because we know when we start to talk against some of these topics, we know the masses or a lot of people are going to come and attack us because they don't agree with us. It's okay to stand out. I just told y'all the other day, I don't agree with a lot of the stuff you say. Most of y'all don't agree with the stuff I say on here, but I'm going to say it anyways because it is what it is and it needs to be said. If you know it's bullshit, call it out for what it is. This trend of I'm a black person.
Facts. That's what I'm saying, y'all. We need to talk about this stuff more. Now, I don't believe everybody needs a podcast, but we sure need some better podcasts than the ones that really go viral like that, because like, even talking about like black women, like these I don't be understanding how some of these women be getting on these shows and they be knowing good and well, like, come on, bro, you know good and well, like, like some of the women, I know like this might be a trigger warning, but Kevin Samuels, like, can we be honest that some of the women that were getting on Kevin Samuels were like freaking bonkers? But can we agree? Look, he over here slapping that. Can we agree that some of the people that would get on Kevin Samuels were freaking out of their mind, and it really did make us look crazy as like black women? Like, I might not be a part of like the pool. Like, I know Kevin Samuels more towards like single black women. I'm not a single black woman. Hold on. I'm not a single black woman, but I can still like give my little take on certain things, and I just be honest. It's like, some of y'all would just be getting on there saying any type of thing, and it's just like, we really do need to we just need to talk about some things, and we need to talk about ways that's going to like uplift us and make improvements, and we can't be afraid of getting canceled. We can't be afraid of getting canceled, because at this point it's like, I feel like the way that the culture, or like how social media is kind of promoting black people to be, is like really trying to come against the progression of us as a people, and it's really like making us look crazy. It's making us look bad. I mean, like, look at like Halle Bailey and what they call DDG. Man, I remember DDG from like way back, like at least 10 years ago on YouTube. I was like, this dude, let me stop. I'm gonna say all that about DDG, but it's just like, watching somebody like Halle Bailey literally go down the same script that we see it happen a billion quadrillion times really makes me sit there and be like, y'all, black people, we got a problem. Stop promoting this single mom type of stuff. Stop getting with these crazy dudes they really ain't got anything to bring. And it'd be like, girls be at like the height of their career, end up getting with some crazy dude, and I just sitting there like, how the heck do we keep letting this happen? And can you blame people like Kevin Samuels for talking about stuff like this when we just keep letting it happen? Do I think it's okay for you to just like be mean to black people and being mean to black women particularly? But it's like, we still need to talk about it. And I applaud people for getting on stuff like TikTok and even YouTube and talking about serious black issues, because it's like, if we don't fix some of these things, we're just going to keep going down the drain. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed these videos. Let me know what's something that you're scared to admit as a black person in the comments. What is something that I'm scared to admit as a black person? I'm going to think about that. I'm going to let y'all know in the next video, because there is going to be a part 2. We're going to keep this going. So hope you guys enjoyed. Have a great and wonderful day. Bye-bye.